My name's Neil Bingham. I founded Silverwood Colliery Heritage Group around about 4 years ago, I think it were. I was born and raised in a coal mining community, Sunnyside.
I'm Sylvie Crofts, been part of this group at the beginning.
Andy Orcott, don't have any connections in terms of family with the pit, but recently retired, wanted to help out, give something back and keep the story of the pit alive. So.
I'm Pauline Davis.
I'm Dave Roper.
We run a pop-up museum. Over the last 4 years we've collected a number of donations from Silverwood Colliery, which we turn into displays. We showcase them in parish halls, village halls. We do events up at the actual pit site itself. We do memorial services, remembrance services. We've recently put on a cinema experience screening of we kind of try and do as much as we can, and Clifton Park Museum have supported us from day one, really. But last year we got a bit more involved with them. We put an exhibition in their test space. Again, it's all based on Silverwood Colliery's history, showcasing all donations, memorabilia, artefacts and things that we've got. And it were supposed to run for 3 months, but due to the interest and the positivity that surrounded it, it ended up staying in there for 6 months, and it had a total of just under 29,000 visitors in 6 months, which we were just amazed by.
I think sort of testament to why we do what we do as well. We had an example that really springs to mind is a lady had brought her dad, who was an ex-Silverwood miner, unfortunately suffering from Alzheimer's, and she sort of lost him a little bit as part of that. And as soon as he walked into the museum, it was like she got her dad back, and she came to us at the end and said, "Thanks very much for that. It's really powerful stuff." So, yeah. And that's why we do what we do. So.
2052, the last time I looked. It brings people together, it reconnects people, it reminds people of the history that we've got here on our doorstep.
The pop-up museums as well, we invite the local schools along.
Yeah.
So it's education.
We've had some classes come to those events.
So I grew up in Sunnyside, which is like a 10-minute walk to Silverwood Colliery from there. Everyone in my family, even including my grandma, worked at Silverwood. My dad comes from a long generation of coal miners that worked at Silverwood, and it were always a big part of my life as a kid growing up. Everything in the village was centred around Silverwood Colliery, and having stayed in that village after its closure and demolition, you kind of see how the community and where you live changes. It's almost as if someone's just come along and ripped the heartbeat out of that community. And so for me, it was sort of like we can't let this place be forgotten, it disappear. We've got to do something to keep it alive, keep that history and that heritage passed on.
All the kids that are growing up in Sunnyside, Bramley, Dalton, Thryburgh, Ravenfield, they just don't know, and I think it's really important that as the generations pass, there's a real danger that social history disappears.
We had quite a lot of support from Rutherford, especially right at the beginning. They came along and they helped us set up a group constitution, set up a bank account, how we would sort of organise and plan events, and continue to support us, and they still do to this day. Yeah.
So when Neil started the group, there was a big sort of distant dream of having a permanent heritage centre. We want to digitally archive all of the artefacts that we've got and start to record some of that social history as well. And that ties in with the sort of Clifton Park.
Yeah. So we've been contacted and done interviews for people like Clifton Park Museum. We were contacted. I know you did BBC 1984-85 miners' strike documentaries. Channel 4 have sort of contacted us and wanting to arrange interviews and things with us. And you two did a lot for Clifton Park Museum with audio recordings and things like that.
I've done one for Grand Town magazine.